Delegations from Russia and Ukraine met in Turkey for their second round of direct talks in just over 2 weeks. But officials said the discussion lasted only slightly more than an hour and produced no major progress toward ending the 3-year-old war. The talks unfolded a day after a string of stunning long-range attacks by both sides. The Ukrainian delegation said Russia presented a memo setting out the Kremlin's terms for ending hostilities. Ukraine's defense minister said officials would need a week to review the document and decide on a response. Little progress was made during the meeting in Turkey today, but even though there was no breakthrough on a proposed ceasefire that Ukraine, its European allies, and Washington have all urged Russia to accept, the two sides did agree to exchange more prisoners of war and return the bodies of 12,000 dead soldiers.
Today we see the situation clearly. If Russia turns the Istanbul meeting into an empty talk, there must be a new level of pressure, new sanctions, and not just from Europe. We need to work on joint sanctions at the G7 level, including with the United States and with everyone in the world who wants peace.
Kremlin aide Vladimir Medinsky said Russian negotiators handed their Ukrainian counterparts a detailed memorandum outlining Moscow's terms for a full ceasefire. He added they also suggested a specific ceasefire of 2 to 3 days in certain sections of the front so that the bodies of dead soldiers could be collected. The mood in Russia was angry as the talks kicked off today, with influential war bloggers calling on Moscow to deliver a fearsome retaliatory blow against Kyiv.
It's very interesting that it was only an hour, and President Zelensky did say the most that will probably come out of this is a prisoner exchange swap. The Russians made it clear from the very start that they're going to stick to their list of demands, and I think after the humiliating attack what happened yesterday, the only reason they showed up is so that they can get another pause, so that they can rearm and rebuild. No analyst has disagreed with me on that.
On Sunday, a surprise Ukrainian drone attack that targeted Russian air bases hosting nuclear-capable strategic bombers was unprecedented in its scope and sophistication and dealt a heavy blow to the Russian military. Ukraine said more than 40 bombers, or about a third of its strategic fleet, were damaged or destroyed. The Russian military said only several planes were damaged. The conflicting claims couldn't be independently verified. According to a Ukrainian security official, the country's secret services were able to carry out the attack by hiding explosive-laden drones inside the roofs of wooden sheds.
By far the most significant attack that Ukraine has mounted to date against Russia's long-range strike forces. So there may be very old airframes that Russia can try and draw out of long-term storage and try and bring up to the current combat standard to try and replace losses. That will be very, very complex, difficult, and expensive, and will certainly take years. So replacing those losses will be very difficult there, if it is possible.
The bold attack demonstrated Ukraine's capability to hit high-value targets anywhere on Russian territory, dealing a humiliating blow to the Kremlin and inflicting significant losses to Moscow's arsenal in the 3-year-old war.
I think what this will do, though, will heighten the paranoia of Mr. Putin.
The Trump administration was not given a heads up about the major Ukrainian operation. Volodymyr Zelensky praised the attack.
A brilliant operation was conducted on the enemy's territory against military targets only, against equipment that was used to deliver strikes on Ukraine. Russia has had very tangible losses, and justifiably so, as they deserved it.
Meanwhile, Ukrainians in Kyiv were happy that a prisoner of war swap was agreed upon during talks today, but some others expressed doubts regarding the possibility of reaching peace with Russia.